you are somebody I look up to on LinkedIn. But more than that, the talk that we had before the recording started, I think you were here in my list and you're somewhere above where I can't show right now. But thank you so much for getting on this call. It's honor. It's pleasure. It's everything that I can express on a Monday evening. So thank you so much for joining me and Story for this 30 under 30, where I'm going to ask you 30 questions in 30 minutes and get all the spicy answers out of you, because you actually have been there, done that, been on LinkedIn and done. And you have a very nice story of how the pandemic has changed your entire professional equation. So I want to know all about it. So yeah, welcome. And I hope we have an exciting conversation ahead.
Thanks so much, Anuti. I mean, I have seen your content on LinkedIn, and I think the way you're growing, the way you're mentoring people, the way you're educating and empowering your people, your community at large is wonderful. So, full respect to you as well. So, coming to my journey, I'll just give you a snapshot, 30-second
Absolutely.
snapshot.
Sure.
30-second snapshot about me. Very much based in Mumbai city, born and brought up in Mumbai, studied in Mumbai, sociology as my major. And then I got into a job way back in 2004 in a brand called CNBC TV 18. I spent about 10 years with them doing content marketing, brand building, so on and so forth. And then I moved on to another broadcast channel in Mumbai city itself called Times Network. Spent about 8 years with them doing content marketing, brand building, events, so on and so forth. And then I just got very, very burnt out last August 2020 from the corporate world. And that's when I thought it's time now that you've got 16 to 18 years of work experience. Now it's time to go out there and educate and empower your audience. And that's when I chose LinkedIn. And as and when I started communicating with my audience, with my content, I realized that the power of content really helped me create conversations. And conversations really helped me build communities. And communities has actually helped me grow to 55,000 followers. And now 55,000 followers are actually providing me revenue. They are my fans who are actually providing revenue. So just imagine one platform, content, community, and the power of consistency. And now today, I'm helping a lot of brands, a lot of individuals, mentoring a lot of individuals help grow themselves on LinkedIn with the power of content. So that's my snapshot in 30 seconds.
That's such a wonderful story. All those people who they cross certain time period in their profession and they think now change is not for them. I think this story is going to tell them that of course change is for you till the time you want to change, and your consistency, your content. You're not just a creator or an influencer on LinkedIn. I would say you formed that cult, right? And a lot of people outside LinkedIn have recommended your name, which is amazing. Like you go to LinkedIn, you ask 10 people who are you following and everything, getting your name, that's okay. But talking to people outside LinkedIn and then getting your name is huge, right? So it's amazing. So I want to ask you, what makes you Punita? That's my first question. Like, what is that? Because both of us have seen influencers coming and going from the platform, right? And then there has been fluff and there has been a lot of BS content and everything. What made you stay true to your personal brand? What made you be so consistent? What's the behind the scenes for such a powerful thought process and leadership?
So you know what, Unnati, I have spent so much time in the corporate world and some great experience I've got, and I really thank my stars for this work experience. And just because I've gotten so much from the corporate world, the salaries, the power, the designations, the kind of experience, the kind of traveling I've done, I have started becoming more of a giver. So
Hmm.
I love helping the community at large. I love helping people at large. And I think this quality in me really helped me grow. Today, there are so many students who message me, ma'am, can you help me out? Can I just do one session with you? I said, yes, I'll do it. I'll do it free of cost because I have done that to tons and tons of people during lockdown. And this whole power of giving excites me. This whole power of being compassionate excites me. This whole power of helping somebody grow really excites me. And that's the why, that's the reason why I have been here on this platform and been consistent day after day, you know?
Got it. Okay. And that's very new because I see everybody gets to know the secret of writing good content on LinkedIn. And then they're like, no, we'll protect it. We'll not tell anybody and we'll try and be the winner who'll charge for everything. And we'll charge probably 199, 299 to deliver value. And at the same time, they're not delivering value. And then they are just trying to restrict their audience that, okay, if you want to get in touch, pay me or something like that. But this whole thing of giving out has given you so much. Like when you were
Absolutely.
discussing your major revenue sources, it showed the confidence. Plus, it showed that the community always trust you. Ki if she's giving so much in for free, she'll absolutely give me 100 times when she's getting paid for it,
Very true.
which is great. All right. And so my second question is, how do you add the wow factor in your content? Do you plan it? Do you pre-plan it? Or is it spontaneous? Like, how do you spend time creating content for
So,
yourself and your clients?
so to be very honest, I'm more of a spontaneous person, and I get a lot of inspiration for these from these three tools which I daily worship. One
Okay.
is Pinterest. Pinterest is my
Okay.
go-to inspiration tool. Second
Mhm.
platform is Feedly, Feedly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I go there very often and I get a lot of inspiration. And third platform is title-generator.com. So
Yes.
these three platforms are my stuck on my laptop daily. And the minute I go there and type my keywords, what I want to type about, I get 700 content ideas. And that's how I start thinking and typing them and writing them. So it becomes very spontaneous on what is going on in my mind. Go to the tools, type, and then start writing.
Got it. And okay, so you don't plan the content for yourself, but you
You
have
don't
content
believe me.
calendars for your clients?
Of course, I have to have a proper content bucket. I create a proper content bucket as to what content would work for them in terms of promotional content, in terms of educational content, in terms of motivational content, and then create a month-wise or a week-wise calendar, and accordingly it's shared with them week-wise.
Okay. And so, okay, so you make the content calendar for them and everything. What's one feature that you think is the most underrated feature on LinkedIn, given that you have so many people, you guide so many people and everything, and you interact with people who are newbies or who want to get into it? What's one thing that they're like, oh, this is so normal, but you're like, no, you have to use it properly. So what's that one underrated feature?
I think people have a lot of capability and the opportunities to go on video, but somehow I feel people are very, very hesitant. And
Yeah.
I had a fear of going on my first video live when I started my journey last year. It took me 8 months to get out of this fear. But I think it was just about taking that one step. And once I started
Yeah.
doing videos, my reach, the quality of leads just doubled.
Oh, okay.
So because people knew me as a text content person, and they wanted to see the person. So I think
Yeah.
video content should be there for all, like everybody should apply it.
Okay. And I think you are the Ankur Warikoo of the content world because I've seen you so much outspoken talking about your experiences and everything. And it's not all happy and everything on your profile. It's very realistic also. And
Exactly,
I'm
that's the
glad.
key.
Yeah, exactly. There's no false hopes, false promises. And I'm so glad when I was discussing my journey with you, you were like, you are at the right pace, because I've never seen a mentor saying that you're at the right pace. They always are like, no, you can do 10 times more, 20 times more and everything. But you're not that kind of person. You know that it comes with experience. You know that it comes with practice. So you'll not tell anybody that, hey, you 17-year-old kid, you can make 15, 20 lakhs. How to, it takes time. You have to polish your skills. But yeah, okay. So my next question has been, I see a very nice thought process behind whatever you are doing, and you're very amazing at it. What are the kind of content pieces, books, or series that you consume that you are the output of whatever is going at the back end? So what are the kind of books that, so one book, one Netflix series, one blog that you religiously follow or is close to your heart?
So firstly, I'm not a good reader. I know being a content person, I shouldn't be saying this,
Yeah.
but I'm not a good reader. I'm more of a listener. So
Okay.
I listen to a lot of Netflix shows. I watch a lot of Netflix shows. But
Uh-huh.
my main inspiration actually comes from the people I help. Like there have been so many people. There's one Nigerian girl I helped about few months back. Her name is Winnie Fred. Today she just wrote a post on me, and I just simply helped her give an opportunity about content writing. Today she's grown like to threefold. So this inspires me. Instead of just reading a book and just saying, okay, 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 no. I actually create life instances in my life and help people, and that's what inspires me. Today morning, I got a call from this lady called Aparna. I've been mentoring her selflessly for almost 6 months. She's a single mother from Delhi. And today she's telling me, listen, I finally found my path. That's what inspires me. That's what I like to write about. Real inspirational case studies, not book knowledge. I'm not a book knowledge kind of a person. I'm more of real, authentic examples. So even if I'm talking about, even if I'm helping a lot of brands and individuals grow on LinkedIn, I am asking them to showcase their real life stories. I'm
Yeah.
asking them to showcase their case studies of how they grew. That's what people want to listen to, not book knowledge. So that's where my inspiration comes from, my own life, helping people.
Got it. And so you talk to a lot of people on a day-to-day basis. What's one networking hack that you would recommend anybody?
The only networking hack I would say is uh, don't hesitate to like give things to people. The more and more you give things to people, you never know what will work out for you in the past. I have helped more than 1,000 people in the lockdown last year, and I have gotten those benefits already through different clients approaching me, through people approaching me for podcast sessions or for mentoring sessions. So I truly feel that the power of giving one should apply in their respective lives.
Okay. And so where do you see yourself 5 years down the line? That's such an HR-ish question. But given that you have grown so much in the last 1 year, I want to know what's coming ahead.
So my thought process is very clear right now. I don't know about the next 5 years, but at least the next 1.5 year, I want to focus on mentoring students. I want to focus on mentoring corporates, and I want to focus on just helping individuals grow on LinkedIn with the power of content. Simple strategy and clear strategy. Because I truly believe that the more and more you are on LinkedIn, the more and more you can grow yourself organically. That's the power of
Yeah. Yeah.
content.
That. Yeah. All right. So, what are the two good things that happened during the pandemic? Your personal brand, of course, but what's the next? Has it improved your mental health in some way? Because the toxic corporate culture and everything. So, what are the two things you got out of the lockdown?
So the one thing that changed my life on LinkedIn was the power of meeting people globally. And I'm that kind of a person. The people who I hire on the person's passion. I hire on the person's honesty. I hire on the person's gut. Fine, network, your writing skills will come through. But if these three things are in, I hire them. So I have gotten a great team of content people in this pandemic, from Nigeria to Poland to Mumbai to Nasik to Pakistan. So I'm collaborating with people just selflessly and providing them work opportunity.
Wow.
That has given me a very big high that because of my projects, their lives are changing. That is one of the biggest highs I have got. And the second high which I had got, which it's a little personal, but I don't mind sharing it. So I'm a person in my late 30s, Nati, and I've always been that person who's always not a risk taker. I don't take risks. I'm a very safe player. But the fact that I quit my corporate job is a risk in itself. So that is one thing. And second thing, uh, I am actually right now building something very massive. Like I'm building a dream villa outside of Mumbai city, which I would have never imagined in my 38 years of my life, that in my corporate job. But just because I'm on my own right now, no fixed income, I'm being honest with you, but still I have the fire, I have the enthusiasm to build that villa which I am building with my partner. And that's the power of being out of your comfort zone. That's the power of just doing things fearlessly. These are the two things which has happened: hiring the right people and hiring amazing people, and building this massive dream which I never imagined I would build this in my whole life.
Wow. Wow. I don't want to ask the next question. I want you to speak. That's so beautiful. And I completely understand how your projects change everybody's life. Like there was this one time I hired a lady and I just paid her 300 rupees for a quick job. And she said, "Hey, my child had his first pizza because of you."
Exactly.
It was so intense. It's just 300. It's just a normal pizza, but it just felt like I felt big that time.
Exactly.
So, okay, I can
Empowering
take
people.
responsibility. Yeah, exactly.
Empowering people.
So if you had to sum up your last 6 months in one sentence, what it would be?
It's been a roller coaster fun ride. I'm
Okay.
always smiling these days.
Wow. And so how do you manage your work and life, given that you have
So,
personal responsibilities and
yeah,
everything in general?
so very simple. I plan my day. Mornings, I dedicate my time to my client work. Afternoon, I dedicate time to myself because I also write a lot of content for my Instagram page, LinkedIn page, Twitter page. And evenings is just mentoring students. That's how I divide my time.
Okay. And you have quality time
Absolutely.
at your
Absolutely.
disposal. Great, great. All right. And what's the biggest thing that has happened in the last year that you were like, oh my God, LinkedIn gave me this? Oh my God, this just happened. Did you have that oh my God moment?
You know, the best part, Unnati, is when I quit my corporate job last August. I never had expectations I want to reach this. I just
Mm-hmm.
went by the flow, like on the go.
Yeah,
And I never imagined in my whole damn life that a platform like LinkedIn would change lives, you know. So that itself has been like a game changer, and it's amazing that just with the power of content, with the power of consistency, with the power of building a community, you're growing. That's all you need. And that itself is a big thing.
got it. That's very deep actually. Okay. So what's plan B? If I say, okay, this all is happening, it's great. But what's plan B if everything can?
Plan B is if all these things don't work out, I will just design my course or design an ebook and just be on an autopilot mode. That's about it.
All right, got it. What are the industries that you love catering to these days?
So right now I'm working with various kind of industries, Unnati, from pharma to auto to tech to educational technology to a lot of schools, a lot of colleges, because everybody wants content, to a lot of lawyers, chartered accountants. So everybody wants content because content creates conversations. So I'm literally catering to students, to professionals, to corporates, to SMEs, to startups, everybody. I'm not leaving anybody right now.
Got it. And if there's a content creator or a founder who wants to hop on LinkedIn right now watching this, what's one advice or tip that you'll give to them?
The four C's: content, community building, consistency, and the power of just giving. That's it.
Got it. Okay. And thank you for answering all those questions so beautifully. We move on to the rapid fire section. Are you ready? Because
I
you are
love
the
it.
star and I am the Karan Johar right now.
I was about to say that.
All right. So, content or consistency?
I would say consistency beats talent. Consistency beats everything.
Nice. Inbound or outbound?
Inbound, because inbounds are very genuine and it's not too salesy.
Yeah, got it. Twitter or LinkedIn?
LinkedIn.
Okay. Three things about personal branding that nobody talks about.
Content, community building, and consistency.
All right. How do you build community?
By building a tribe, by supporting people, by helping them, by going out of your way and being there for them.
Okay. So product or service, where do you think the future is heading? So if I am a LinkedIn influencer or marketer or anybody, do you think I should get more product clients or service-based clients? Do you have
Service-based clients is much better.
okay. What is your plan in the next 6 months?
Create content for brands, mentor students, and just support the community at large. Just 1 second, my subway is coming. I'm opening my. so sorry. I told you about the Subway. You have to edit this.
Yeah, no worries. And I'll just take 2-3 more questions and then you can have it.
Super.
All right, great. Okay, so you told us how you brainstorm your ideas and you post very consistently, but define consistency for us on LinkedIn, like how many posts a week or something.
Yeah. So consistency means posting like thrice a week. It's more than enough, because if you post every day, it becomes too much on people's face. Consistency also means experimenting on time slots. So I have experimented different time bands: morning 6 o'clock, morning 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 7 p.m. in the evening, and even 4 a.m. in the midnight. So I truly feel that your audience knows you best whenever you post. So now I know the afternoon time band works brilliantly for me. So you have to look at experimenting on different time bands basis your audience's requirements.
Okay. And one thing that you want to tell anybody who's trying to write content but is not able to, like, do you add your personal journey? So I suggest add your personal journey, personal pointers, but what's one thing while curating?
So it's very important to create a hook line. Once you create a hook line, that will urge people to go below your content. And it's very important to have a call to action which urges people to respond. Once you have these things in place, I think your content will fly and reach places.
Wow, that's so nice of an interview. You've given so many clear-cut answers, no BS, nothing. And that's why you are Punita. Now I get why people are raving about you and why they're just all about you. Thank you so much for being on LinkedIn. Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you. Like, I can't thank you enough for existing. I hope I see you in Forbes 30 under 30, because she's a social media influencer who built it in an unconventional way.
I love you for that. And it's amazing. I love the way your energy is. I love your enthusiasm. I love the fact that at such a young age, 2017 graduate, you have built a niche. And I know Nati Baga because you're on LinkedIn. That's all I want to say.
Thank you so much. That means so much. And now you can enjoy your Subway.
Thank you. Bye.